May you shine in the presence of a rare find. Today, we've got 31 rare finds. Rare find number one is this big clamshell from 1981 called Of the Dead. And apparently this is really rare and worth over $100 or something. And I got it for $2. And it's like Faces of the, what is it? Faces of Death. That shows real deaths and real dead bodies and maybe real deaths or maybe staged deaths or maybe a couple of both in there. I'm still doing more research. If anybody out there is a horror movie fan, post down below in the comments. And it's got the tape in there, but the tape is actually a little different. It's actually a little, whoa. It's actually a little different than on the cover. The cover and the case is for Gorgon Video. But this one is a little more plain. It says Woodhaven Entertainment on there. So I'm not sure if this is the original tape for this or they had a different label. I'm not really sure what happened. So if you know, post down in the comments. I'm going to add this to my growing little small horror VHS collection that's growing on this shelf over here. Can you see that? This is a shelf that we haven't really talked about yet, but we're going to be talking about how I came across some of these beautiful babies very soon. Okay, next rare find. The next rare find is this pretty, I don't know how early it is, Sony Diskman. The first Diskman I ever saw I think was in 1991 or 1992 when I was in middle school, and it was square like this, and this was always way cooler than I could have at the time, so having one of these now is pretty cool. It was $5 and it's got a charger that has the Sony little logo thing that you see on some of the older Sony things, and the lady said, oh, you can pick out some headphones if you want. And there was only one pair of Sony headphones, and maybe it's from this. So here they are. Okay, next rare finds. You know me, I'm a sucker for some VHS tapes. So the rest of these, there's 4 DVD rentals, and the rest are VHS tapes. If you're a VHS tape fan, check this out. This stack that we're going to talk about I got at a senior center near my house. They had like a little flea market inside that they have usually every year except for the COVID year. So the first one we got is this amazing cover, Chuck Norris Forced Vengeance. And this cover is amazing, but there's a trick because it's not really actually a VHS, it's a Betamax tape. And I don't have a Betamax player, and this tape has mold on it anyway. So I mean, I think it's really cool and old and has an amazing cover, so I mean, I had to get it. Next up from the senior center sale is, to add to my sealed VHS collection, we have a sealed Wizard of Oz 50th anniversary, and it's thicker than normal. It's got like a booklet in there, but first sealed Wizard of Oz that I've seen. The next one is a sealed Titanic, and this is the 11th sealed Titanic that I have. Not worth too much now, but maybe this will be in my retirement fund when it's worth more than a couple dollars. Next up we have Lethal Weapon, and I think the first VHS clamshell, the first VHS sleeve or appearance ever. Let me know if there's one before this. I forgot to say what I think about those movies. So, Wizard of Oz, it's fine. Titanic, I like Titanic. It's, I mean, it's girly, of course, but I mean, I like the movie, and I used to be a really big fan of Titanic when I was younger, so it's good. And Lethal Weapon, it's good. Next up we have this movie, Regarding Henry. I have never seen this movie, but it's sealed. It's for the collection. I have another sealed movie here. It's All of Me, Steve Martin movie. I've never heard of or seen this movie. And I got 2 CBS Fox videos, Revenge of the Pink Panther and The Pink Panther Strikes Again. Apparently these movies are pretty cool. I might have seen one in the 80s or 90s, but I don't really remember which one it was. It might have been one of these. And the last 2 I got from the senior center sale are just 2 blank tapes, but they have cool slip sleeves that I'm going to add to my collection. I think that Sony one is really cool. If you know I have a slip sleeve collection going, you're probably going to look at this picture right now because I'm editing this video. But there it is, and these are going to go, I guess, on the top there until it all topples over. Okay, the next stack of rare finds. I went to a new, hold on, I gotta move all this stuff. I went to a new Goodwill over the weekend and I found a bunch of new sealed tapes that I did not have in my collection. The first one is Singing in the Rain. I like this movie. I'm fascinated with the transition from the silent movies to the talking or the talkie movies. I think all those movies that involve that and the stories surrounding all that are really fascinating to me. So this movie, automatically I like it. I have a sealed Ben-Hur for the collection. One of my friends hates this movie. You Know Who You Are. And Ben-Hur is one of my favorite movies ever. As good as it gets, sealed. Never seen this movie. I have a pretty cool sealed CBS Fox video. It's Oklahoma, but I mean, I've never seen a sealed old CBS Fox. Never seen a CBS Fox sealed before in the wild. That's pretty cool. This one is not sealed, but it looked so terrible that it's probably awesome, so I had to get it. It's called Crosscut with Costas Mandylor. I don't know anything about this other than he's not the guy to mess with, it looks like. I got a CBS Scrooge. I think this is my favorite version of the Scrooge movies. I have a sealed Cocktail. This movie's okay. A sealed Bend It Like a Beckham. I've never seen this movie. A sealed Rebecca. This is one of my favorite Hitchcock movies. I love it. A sealed Harvey. I love James Stewart, or Jimmy Stewart, but I am not a fan of this movie. But it's sealed and it's for the collection. And lastly, from that new Goodwill is Dr. Zhivago. I think it's very overrated. This is actually really high in the charts for how much money it made, like in, what's the word, with the inflation rate taken into account, like really high up there, like definitely top 10, I forget where it is, but I don't know. It was okay, I guess. Okay, next rare finds from the Salvation Army. I got 4 Blockbuster DVD rentals and some VHS tapes. We can do the DVD rentals first. This is one of those take this box to rent movie from Blockbuster. It's for one of the backyardigans. Oh, that is, no, yeah, that's what it's called, the backyardig. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's the backyardigans. Anyway, it's a kids rental. First time I found that with like a little sticker on it, so that's pretty cool. Here's another one of those. This is for The Happening, the Shyamalan movie. There's a really funny scene in this movie that my friend and I would always joke about where Matt Damon is talking to the plastic plants. And, I mean, the movie's kind of not all there, but that scene I thought was pretty cool. Here's a standard Blockbuster video rental, and this is for The Master Swordsman, a foreign movie. I've never heard of this one before. And it's 2 discs, so I guess it's a long one. And the last Blockbuster DVD rental is for The Terminal. Okay, we got 4 left. One is a sealed VHS for the collection. It's The Rookie. I don't think that I've ever seen this movie, but it's baseball related, and I was really into baseball in the early 90s, so I probably actually have seen this movie. This thing is fantastic, and I can't wait to watch it. It's from the U.S. Rockets US Space and Rocket Center, I guess where they had Space Camp. And it's got all kinds of stuff about what they do at Space Camp, I guess. Like, look at all that. You see that? That should have been me, but it wasn't. I didn't really live near there or really know anything about Space Camp at the time, so that's too bad, but man, I would have loved to do this. You know what I noticed? There's no Space Camp VHS in here, it's a blank tape. I'm so disappointed right now. Next up, we got the not so great moments in sports. Apparently the ultimate bloopers video. Well, I mean, this is the mid-80s to the late 80s, so a lot more happened after that. And more footage came around, I'm sure, so we'll see if it lives up to its name. And the very last rare find of the video is a VHS, and it has this really cool rental case. Listening Booth Bravo? Is that the name of the rental place? I'm not really sure. But inside we have a blank mystery tape. Well, that's it. And remember, like Indiana Holmes always says, keep up the grind, and you'll get a rare find. Or maybe staged, like deaths and dead bod.